Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be a video all about streaming. Yeah, can streaming make you filthy rich? Is streaming going to be enough income for you to support yourself, your family, your loved ones? I'm a top 5,000 streamer in the world, believe it or not. I actually can't believe that. And I'm going to bear all. I'm going to go into my analytics. I'm going to share with you how much money I actually earn on a monthly basis, where it comes from. But what I want for you to do right now, pause the video, comment down below and have a guess. How much do you think I earn on a monthly basis? How much do you think I earn a year streaming 3 nights a week, 3 hours? Go for it. Now, this is different to my usual type of content. YouTube will not like me for this content. It's different. It's against my niche. I do have a couple of other videos, though, in a similar kind of vein around content creation. So I will link those at the end. If you like them, go and check them out as well. But let's get into then, and actually, is it a great career path? Over the last few years, there's been a massive kind of change, a massive surge towards young people wanting to be YouTubers, vloggers, streamers. In fact, talking to my nieces and nephews, a couple of my nephews actually want to be streamers. And they're like, we can't believe you're a streamer. You're not even that funny. And I'm like, no, I can't believe it either. But yeah, genuinely, it's a direction that young people now are taking. And there's a poll here. So UK children would rather grow up to be YouTubers than go to space. And it kind of follows on from this to kind of say it used to be that kids had the ambition of growing up to be a fireman or an astronaut. Whereas now, vloggers or YouTubers is kind of like the top. In fact, of this poll here, 3,000 children were asked between 5 different professions what they would like to be: astronaut, musician, professional athlete, teacher, or vlogger stroke YouTuber. 30% chose vlogger or YouTuber. It's actually a massive, almost a third of our kind of young population, certainly in the UK, and I imagine in the US as well, have kind of got that aspiration to get into this type of profession. And I guess just to explore that, just a touch further, it's a case of, well, where are the influences coming from to kind of dictate what kids want to do, what children want to do nowadays? And actually the top influences on career choices come from YouTube or movies or TV, their personal passions, and a lot of those actually focus around the things they watch on streams or on YouTubes. And then it goes down to parents. So perhaps that's kind of flipped over the years. But certainly when I was young, I would say, I don't know the percentage, but most lads, most people when I was young wanted to be sportsmen or TV stars. Like I'd say the boys probably wanted to be the sportsmen, like the footballers. And when I say footballers, guys, if you're from the US, I'm talking about the game where people kick a ball with their feet, not where people run around with the ball in their hands. We're talking football. But yeah, people wanted to be sports stars. And that's definitely moved over the years towards this kind of online influence, streamers, YouTubers, vloggers. So let's dive into some of my analytics then. You know, what qualifies me to talk about this stuff? Well, I've been streaming for 2 years now. And honestly, I felt like when I first started streaming, I was streaming an unstreamable game. I didn't feel like there was really an avenue to stream, but I thought I'd give it a try. And currently, as of today, as of recording this video, I am ranked 5,133rd on Twitch. So of all the streamers that stream on Twitch, I'm ranked around 5,000. It's mind-blowing, by the way. That's like craziness. That's crazy stuff. And where does that stat come from? Well, basically, it draws on the amount of hours that you stream, the amount of viewers you get on average. So my average viewers here is 714, over 700 viewers per stream. And it goes into like number of followers, etc. So my total followers on Twitch, 37,000. Pretty decent size, but I'm not insane. And we'll go on to some of the insane people a bit later on. It then goes into just kind of like mapping out your average viewers, your average hours streamed. And you'll see here, my average hour stream, which is the red bars, actually decreased in January 21. I personally took the decision to cut down the hours that I stream because of family life and general kind of time investment, honestly. But it kind of gives you an indication that you don't necessarily lose average viewers for doing less hours. You know, hours to viewers isn't always a correlation. But I think it's worth saying at this point, I do have a decent size YouTube channel, a decent size following of people that watch my videos on a daily basis. So when I started streaming, I was able to draw some of those viewers across to Twitch. I didn't start as a no viewer Andy, just kind of sitting there hoping people are going to turn up. And that's actually how a lot of people start streaming. They come in and they think, I enjoy a game, I'm good at the game, Therefore, I'm going to get viewers. And unfortunately with Twitch, you don't really get the same type of search function that you get with something like YouTube. So with YouTube, if I want to search for a game, let's say I want to search for Lost Ark, and I want to know, I don't know, best class. So I put a search in, and YouTube delivers me potential content creators on a plate. It's like that. Take a look down these, and then probably what most people do is they say, oh, this has got a lot of views, that's good. This one's not got so many, but I kind of like the thumbnail. And they might try and watch 2 or 3, and then eventually they'll find someone that they like and probably start watching their content. What YouTube then does is it says, well, you know what? You liked that other content, so why don't you go and watch these videos from other creators that are doing content of a similar type of theme? And you can see some of the stuff I watch here, but a lot of these people, like, I've never watched someone from this channel before, never watched something from this channel before. YouTube's pushing content to me, and then I can make decisions based on the kind of thumbnails and the titles. Do I actually want to watch this content or not? Twitch and streaming doesn't do it in the same way. So with Twitch, it's very different. What you tend to get is channels that you already follow up here on the top left, and you can kind of see if they're active or not. You then get recommended channels below it based on the type of game that you've been playing or watching. And then there's people that are online that you're friends. So if I was to search for Lost Ark in here, the way Twitch delivers that to me is pretty difficult in terms of just finding new creators. Basically, it throws it in a mishmash order. It will show you people that are live versus people that have posted some videos. And pretty much it will just throw the biggest people to the top. So if you're already a big streamer, you're going to absorb a lot more viewers. And if actually you're a small streamer starting out, you're right down the bottom. You don't even find, you're not even searchable. So unless you have a different avenue of pushing people to your channel, starting as a streamer, as a content creator, is incredibly difficult to do. And the exception to the rule is when someone breaks out and becomes huge. It's not the rule. You need a different way in. My different way in was YouTube, and I'd say that's a pretty good one. But you need a different way in to be successful as a streamer, in my opinion. So let's dive into some of my analytics. Once I've done this, I'm then going to go and show you some of the top earners. You know, how much can they actually make if they're really, really insanely good at this? So a couple of months in a row, $2,700, nearly $3,000, $2,500. How close is this to your original guess, by the way? Remember your guess we did right at the start? How close are we talking here? $2,500, $2,100, $1,900, and that's the most current month. So on average, probably about $2,500 from streaming. And you're probably like, well, hold on. Hell Hades, don't give me that. You also get a ton of donations. You get a ton of sponsorships. I'll be honest with you, top 5,000 streamer, I maybe earn another $150 a year in donations. Possibly. Maybe not even as much as that. And maybe my type of streamers, my type of viewers just don't want to do donations. Maybe they're more about just being there, subbing, whatever. But I don't think it's the norm that people get a ton of donations. I think you get the odd. Again, it's the exception to the norm that you get donations in a stream. That's not real. That's not, that's not where it's at. Okay? Maybe if you're, I don't know, licking a plastic ear, you might get more donations. I don't know, but certainly I do not. Sponsored streams. In the last year, maybe another $500 worth of income in a year from sponsorship streaming. Again, I don't massively push it because I see streaming as a really enjoyable kind of outlet for me to enjoy playing the games. I see YouTube as my revenue driver. Yeah, that's my income. Streaming, I don't see it as my kind of one of my main, as the kind of big income. Okay, so on average, I'm earning $2,500 a month streaming, which is about £1,800. Now, if I was just to ramp that up for a year, times it by 12, £21,600 a year from streaming. It's okay, right? It's decent, but I'm a top 5,000 streamer, don't forget. Keep that in your brain. The average income in the UK for somebody has risen over the last few years, but £31,500. So I'm about 10,000 short if I was just streaming as my only form of income to even hit the average, let alone a very high income or a kind of wealthy person in the UK. Now, this next part might blow your mind. It kind of blows mine. But most of the income actually comes from a relatively small group of people. So in terms of subscriptions for a month, from month to month, there are a group of people that often donate multiple subs. They don't just buy their own sub, they actually buy subs for a lot of different people on the stream. And I see this not just on my channel, but on a lot of channels. You kind of get people that really support you. You know, maybe they've got even more disposable income, or they just really love the content that you do, and they become big supporters of you. And that's just, you know, in terms of cheers, in terms of subs, it makes up a big part of actually what you earn on a monthly basis. And you kind of wonder to yourself, if those people weren't there, where would I be? Honestly. And if I look at overall how many people have kind of subscribed, a big number. And we've got Pickled Rickles here, who is also Pickled Morty, by the way. 1,300 subs over the course of the time that I've streamed, 2 years. It's a huge amount. It's actually an insane, it's like a crazy amount of subs from one individual. And then there's a bunch of others in here. You're talking like hundreds of subs. And then obviously it will drop down quite quickly. But this is a kind of a concern, really, in terms of, you know, if this was my only form of income, what if some of these guys just stopped watching my content? What if some of these guys moved on to something else? You know, my kind of 2,100 a year significantly drops, significantly. And I've got to hold my hands up. Before I was a content creator, I didn't sub to a single streamer that I watched. I didn't feel like it was a thing to do. Obviously now I've got a different perspective because I'm in the mix. But I just didn't see it as a requirement. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill and watch this stream for a while. And, you know, I didn't really feel like, oh, yeah, I'm going to throw a sub on. I do now. I do now. But still, I've got a different perspective of it. You may also just be interested. I was interested to kind of discover this. But when you see your average viewers as well as a streamer, you know, as I'm streaming, I look at my viewers constantly. I'm just kind of like, you know, where are we at? And it'll be somewhere 600, 700, 800. And you think, oh, cool. I've pretty much had the same group of people watch me for the last 3 hours. And that's not the case. Actually, over a stream, there might be 4,000 or 5,000 different viewers that have come and gone, and they might only come and go for 15, 20 minutes while they've got a little bit of time. Some people, like your hardcore, will stay for the whole stream. But actually, the kind of 25% of viewers that are fluctuating, they come and go a lot. And I might have over 5,000 overall viewers for that stream, but my average viewer is obviously like 650 odd. Anyway, let's get on to talk about the big earners, the big boys on this platform. How much can they actually earn, and how much do they actually earn on a kind of year-to-year basis? So this information was leaked. Basically, someone hacked Twitch, and they were able to draw out the earnings. This doesn't include donations. Yeah, it just includes subscription payments and ad running, that type of thing. But basically, all of the top earners were leaked. And, you know, some of these guys and girls I know and have heard of. Some literally, I've got no idea who they are. Didn't have a clue who they were. Never seen any of their content. But, you know, you've got people like Tim the Tapman, actually now moved away from Twitch onto, I believe, onto YouTube. Ludwig is a kind of big one that's risen up. Asmongold, for me, in kind of my genre of gaming, is someone I know very well, or watches content anyway. Tyler One. If anyone plays League of Legends, you've probably heard of Tyler One. And yeah, and there's a bunch of others on here, but we're talking about multi-million-dollar income. And this is over a 2-year period. So halve it if you want to get a kind of annual income. But we're talking, you know, $1 million a year for anyone in this kind of top 25. $1 million a year plus. But we're talking that's only 25 individuals on Twitch. And it very quickly drops down, by the way. You know, very quickly drops down in terms of income level. So yeah, you can be filthy rich being a streamer on Twitch, being a streamer generally. However, only if you are the real top echelon of people that are doing this type of work. And, you know, a lot of these people, they stream very long hours and they do a great job of what they do. But it's kind of like, wow, how do you get into that mix? How do you get into the mix of this stuff? Because it's incredibly difficult to do. It's incredibly difficult to just stand out from everyone else, get to the top of that platform, and then continue to rise and to rise and to rise. Extremely difficult. Critical Role, I'd honestly never heard of this streaming group at all. $9.6 million over the last 2 years. Basically, it's a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons kind of like streaming experience. Never heard of it, but there you go. So look, guys, can you be filthy rich as a streamer? Yes, you can. Me, as a top 5,000 streamer, it blows my mind that this is kind of the career path of our future generations. Certainly in its current format, it's incredibly difficult to just earn a decent living as a streamer alone. And I would say, go and watch my other videos on being a content creator, and then you might get some ideas as to how to diversify your income so that you can actually make this work as a full-time job. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I will catch you later.